Hi there and welcome back, my friends, to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We're in a strange spaceship, or we believe that is, called the Anchorage, and they are waiting for a ship, but secretly we believe that they're already in the ship and the ship can fly away. They're in the bloom too, so maybe that's why they're stuck. They're communicating with a computer that's called the Cortex.
I'm ready.
And they revere to it like a god. I want to see what that is. Is that the Cortex? Probably. The multiple well-polished locks line the edges. You can't help noticing that this door isn't quite as thick as the others you've seen here, and a soft buzzing hum rises from within it. A complex control panel, or possibly another lock, is in the wall beside the door. The buttons are marked with symbols you don't understand, and the light behind them flickers like a candle.
Remember that.
Do not touch the door, please. The Cortex chamber is not for Outworld's apologies. It's major genius.
Yeah,
We have to do something one day to get in there. And now,
We can help. Right, all?
let's maybe use this thing. Maybe that can help as well. Let's
Ready.
interact. The console is a bewildering array of displays, unlit buttons and switches, all helpfully labeled with words in a language you do not understand. Much of it is covered in a slight layer of dust, as if most of the console is rarely, if ever, used by the nearby Lasker. I'll examine them. You lean over the console, taking care not to press any buttons by accident. As you noticed before, much of the device is covered in dust. One screen on the side, however, is completely clean, and the buttons beside it are marked with dusty fingerprints. Aha. Can we talk to him? This Lasker examines the contents of an open hatch in the console before him, brow contorted. Occasionally he takes a tiny component from the tidy pile beside him and plugs it into the machine's unseen innards, waits a hopeful moment and mutters what is most likely a curse. Could be an USB port. Plugging that in. He spots you and gives you the rueful grin of unsuccessful repairmen everywhere. Hello is good. Good to... He chews his lip, thinking. Good to come. He tries. He can maybe... Yeah. Speak our language a bit. He watches your expression carefully, then sighs and touches his forehead, then his lips, and he shakes his head. Speak slow, please. I hear. I try. What are you doing? He squints at your mouth, then nods. I fix, he snorts. Try fix. He chuckles at himself again. Not fix. What are these controls for? He plants one hand on a set of controls. Is give information on stars. He drops his hand on the other set. Is listen to the stars for voices, for home. He stands straighter. When ship comes, ship speaks. He waves a hand in a motion you recognize as a "this isn't really what I mean, but I can't remember the words" gesture. I hear first, tell all, me. He smacks his chest with an open hand, grinning. He pauses, his hand slipping from his chest, and indicates a small section of the controls he didn't touch before. It's for Cortex maintenance, he says dismissively. Apparently his job doesn't cover that area of the Anchorage. What does that involve, the maintenance? Smile widens. You get a feeling that people don't usually take that much of an interest in his man's work. Genius does most. Me? Wait for light here, he points, and then press button here. Chuckles at himself. It's difficult work. Need concentrate. He makes a furious show of concentrating on the light and pressing the button with a finger. He chuckles again, then shrugs. Without button, no remove cortex. So is important button. Aha. And what's wrong with that stuck door over there? Follows your gaze and shakes his head. Is broken in. He makes a complicated gear-like motion with both hands before giving up. In everywhere. We, all of we, are for fighting. Fixing, no. Genius can't fix. But behind room is no critical, he say. All right, that was sealed by the superiors. He points at himself and deepens his voice. You, fix. He points to the sign at the door. Made sign, and oola! He throws his hands up in the air. Let me look at your controls. Maybe I can fix that stuck door. Smile on the Lasker's face falters a little, but he shrugs. Yes, use controls here when you want, he says, pointing. Not others, please. Leave him to his work and use the controls, right? Let's fix this. As we don't have the strength, we have to be the... Yeah, we have to use our law and... We know of machines. You return to the console, and the buttons flickering under their thin layers of dust. The Lasker glances at you, then looks away, consumed by his work. I'll use the controls the Lasker showed us and try to open the stuck airlock door. We could get to 80. Get to 70. Get to 60. Tiber would get to 55. Come on, we can do this. We can do this! Yes. Stare at the controls for a moment, then get to work. Leaning on your intuition, you press a number of buttons, watching lights flicker around the room. Finally, you tap a neglected icon on a display. The sealed airlock door expels a dark cloud of smoke and shutters open, spraying sparks in every direction before coming to a halt. Nice. The Lasker claps you on the shoulder. Broke now, he says, chuckling. But open broke. That is what we wanted. But perhaps the leaders of this Anchorage did not want. So let's see what we can do in here. What's in here? Wow. Valuable treasure. The cure. Target enemy drops some of their possessions, then wanders aimlessly, never attacking while the cure is active. 6 rounds. Small Traveler Star's oddity. Let's see about the cure. The smooth yet multifaceted ceramic sphere refracts and reflects light brilliantly. When hurled, it releases a sparkling gaseous cloud, eliciting feelings of euphoria, empathy, and goodwill from those who are engulfed in its vapors. Wishing to atone for past misdeeds, they fling their possessions outward in acknowledgement of being cured of greed, hatred, and delusion. While in that altered state, they wander aimlessly, contemplating how they may best benefit all the inhabitants of the ninth world. This appears to be a conduit for third parties' contemplation, as the words come through even from creatures that do not know the human language. And from our lore, we know the cure was brought into the ninth world when a scholar discovered a supply stored underneath an ancient ruin. Some Ian priests believe that he planned to deliver a large quantity to the Steadfast, but was murdered before he could do so. This sphere may be the last of its kind. The Smart Traveler's Star. This grey metal choker bears a small 9-pointed star on its front and fits snugly when worn, adjusting to the size of its owner. It protects its bearer from small inconveniences encountered during travels in everyday life, including mild to moderate rain, floating road dust, and campfire smoke. Oh, that's just great. I want that. Allowing her to remain fresh even after days of extensive walking. The choker doesn't stop real danger, though, and the wearer shouldn't walk into a hailstorm or a house fire without more suitable protections. Then we have some things to heal us and some shins. Wherever they come from. Yeah, that cipher is enough. See that now? Let's give it to... I think Calistique has no ciphers, really. The cure. Panoramic capture ball. Plus 45% on persuasion tasks. Wow. I think we should take that. Yeah, let's give that thing to Tibia. And we'll take the charm paste. Well, that's also more like for Rin, right? You can do all the fancy things. +4, yeah, on non-combat tasks. I mean, the Heart of Malay would be really good for Tibia. We're good here. But let's explore more now, right? This heavy door is sealed shut. The only thing that stands between you and the void. Oh!
Sure.
Can we go on these platforms? Not really, eh?
You bet.
So we've fixed that thing. Now let's talk to Captain Janur about the Lascar helm that we found. So you come to me with questions in your eyes. Ask, and I will answer if I can. Tell me what you've learned from the Outworlder who lived to steal the Cortex? No. It was about the helm, but... we cannot speak to her about the helm. That's odd. Doesn't matter. We'll try to do something else.
All right.
I will try that again. Talk to him about the helm. I mean, he told us to speak with her. Do you have time to give me the tour you offered? GD's flushes. Apologies, but still not. I'm awaiting crucial messages, but soon I promise. Okay.
We shall see.
So that Lascar helm. She won't accept it. Now let's talk to these Lascars outside, right? And tell them they can return, and maybe then something will open up. They were, I believe, in Niliash. And what is that? Maybe we can reactivate it now. Strange robotic being. Inspect the construct again? No. Okay.
I'm going.
The mutants again. Oh, there's something in the trash here. Chins. Well, it's better than nothing.
Ready.
There they are. Sought have we, but alternate routes to the Anchorage remain closed. Your fortune, has it been better? I found a moor in Little Niliash. It looks like it leads to your Anchorage. For the first time, a broad smile cracks Arachi's face. A savior! Truly, the opener of the ways who can rescue marooned travelers. She turns and speaks to her crewmates. Shalan, Askun, Tovald, Getza! Turns back to you and presses a small device into your hand. Is useful, old but reliable. Scan thoughts. Ah, this woman is a skilled navigator in this realm of flesh. At last we will return home to the Anchorage, that is. What is that? Confers the changing tool 150% on quick fingers tasks and on smashing tasks. 3 uses. A silver needle as long as a finger sticks out from this black metallic ring. The band is about as wide as a fingernail and has 2 golden metal plates on it. Touching one of the plates causes the needle to soften, letting it be shaped into a helpful tool for most situations.
I'll remember that.
And things change again. And we'll see about that changing tool. I think it's perfect for Rin. Marooned on an alien shore. And this man maybe walks without fear. I have seen you, have I not? Ruska said she saw a ghost dressed in rags with a long beard. Are you the old Memovera? His eye sockets focus on you, and his expression gains a semblance of life. The Memovera, Bruska. He looks at his ghostly hands, and when he looks back up at you, the light seems to blaze in the holes in his face. Was I the old Memovera? Oh yes, I ruled the bloom with strength and wisdom, and the slums ran red at my word. The council of Sager's cliffs feared me. The merchants who trod my streets paid me. My word was law, and none dared stand against me. And thoughts, that is who I am. No, not who I am, who I was for a time. Lips part in a feral smile as he grasps the last memories in his mind. The new Memovera, pah! What has she done worth mentioning? Who trembles at her voice? Tell me, who fears her steps? Who among her people wouldn't slip a blade into her back? Oh, she did for me, it's true, her and her coterie, but I had loyal retainers to the end, loyalty and fear, like a fist. She may have taken my place, but she'll never match my rule. If the bloom hadn't turned against me after my decade in power, I'd be there still, but she dragged me to the heart of the beast, and let it sift through my mind, fed it all my crimes, and then she left me there. He swallows. Ask your questions of me. While the fragments of memories still linger, ask now and make the questions count. What happened in the heart of the bloom? She brought me through a new maw, an entry to the heart I'd never seen. It was then that I knew what she intended, and we fought. She was fast and strong, and I was old and drunk. She didn't kill me, though. Oh, no. She wanted me to suffer for the crime of raising her up. She bound me there, and she stood above me and revelled in my pain as the bloom sucked away everything that I was. I'll say this for her. She was better at malice than I ever was. And thought, such excruciating pain. But that memory slips as well, thank the gods. Tell me about your reign again. He smiles, a cruel thing almost lost in his beard. I lived with my knife in my hand. I never lost my love for its kiss. I took what I wanted, and I shared with the best of my crew. But I had laws, mind you, laws and strictures that kept the merchants pouring through the bloom. No sense in scaring off the easy meat. No need to be greedy. They said I was weak, but that was because they didn't know how strong I truly was. And that's why the bitch came for me. Too grasping she was. What do you think of the new Memovera? He snarls, a backstabbing harlot, a scheming whore. You couldn't hope to hold what I built. She has a talent for brutality, but no mind for structure. Even if I've forgotten her, I love when the bloom devours her. And thoughts, and it will. The bloom tires of her even more quickly than I. Soon now. How did the new Memovera unseat you? The memories slip, light skittering down a tunnel as I grab at them. They go. No, his voice pleads. Stop them. They're me. Tell me again what you're doing here. I'm speaking to you. The past is gone, devoured by hungry time. Who are you again? I cannot remember. What you saw in the depths of the bloom. The bloom reaches through dimensions and across realities. What did I see? I saw a vast beating heart. I traveled through skeins of the bloom's arteries. It's Viscera. I stood in open moors and looked out across alien landscapes. Lost sailors mourn for home, or crystal fields glitter under distant stars. We were there as well. I walked through the slave block where the great Chilla staged her revolution. What would you know? We were there as well. My goodness. Have you been to them, really? I know. At least I no longer remember having been anywhere but my protective host. I need nothing more from you. Farewell. Farewell. And Tibia. Is your challenge? I'm not sure if it's good. Could get his quick fingers up too. Or we can get extra effort. That's always good. Shoot first. Gain 30% on attacks against enemies with a lower initiative than Tibia. We have abilities to learn. The limits of human capacity. What is that? 2 might, 2 speed, 2 intellect. Gain 25% movement speed, 5 initiative, 1 max effort, 50% on all tasks. Active until next sleep. 1 use per day. That seems very good. Versatile effort. When a flex skill is active, gain 5% bonus for each level of effort applied to tasks it affects. Max effort 1 on more combat tasks. Resourceful. 1 training level in cipher skill. No. Your broad base of knowledge makes it snap to apply your skills to a new situation. The flex skill. Let's go to the limits of human capacity, maybe. Even though I like the versatile effort. Oh, and we can select a skill to increase. Do we need stealth? Not really. Let's go for quick fingers. Wow, that was truly interesting now. Having spoken to the old Memovera, maybe we can do something new with Braska then. Thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode and try to get to the new Memovera again. Have a great time until then and happy gaming. This is Immanuel signing out. See you soon, my friends.